Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're in the world. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another JASMY update. In the last video, we talked about this accumulation structure happening right here on JASMY. We went on to compare it with the accumulation schematic that we have here, the Wyckoff accumulation schematic, where you have phase A, B, C, D, and all that good stuff, right? We actually have those things on the JASMY price chart, but we also have got a little bit of deviations right there. We'll talk about those things one more time in today's video. And then we also talked about this symmetrical triangle right here from a shorter time perspective. So in today's video, we want to rehash some of the things that we talked about this accumulation schematic right here. I'm also going to be showing you a structure right here, a fractal that I see happening on the JASMY price chart, and to compare it to other fractals that I've seen in the market, and we'll try to determine where we are going to go with the JASMY price chart. We'll also take a quick look at the Bitcoin price chart, because whatever is going to happen with the Bitcoin price chart is definitely going to affect whatever is going to happen with the JASMY price chart, right? And we'll tie all those things together to try and see where we are going with the JASMY price chart. But before I do that, I just want to ask you to delicately tap the like button. It really helps with the algorithm. People looking for this kind of information will now be able to find it much more easily, right? Also, I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel, because I do tier on JASMY on a regular basis. So if that's your thing, please feel free to join the community, right? Without me running my mouth too much, let's get into stuff. So here we have the JASMY price chart on a daily time frame. I'm just going to go ahead and make this price chart more of a line, right? So it's much more clearer for our analysis of the Wyckoff accumulation structure right here. So you can see that we have this preliminary support. But before I do that, let me actually show you what the structure is supposed to be. So this is the Wyckoff accumulation schematic right here. We have the preliminary support right here, obviously capitulation, selling climax, automatic rally, secondary test, whatever, all those things, right? The problem we are facing with the JASMY price chart is not all of these things. It's just in phase D right here, where you can see that with our schematic on the JASMY price chart, in phase D, we are actually supposed to be going out of the trading range, but instead we got massively rejected right here. In the last video, we talked about this, that this is something that is actually something that you can expect. So according to stockcharts.com, they actually provided a note right here, which is really helpful. They go on to mention that a terminal shakeout at the end of an accumulation tiara, which is trading range by the way, is like a spring on steroids. Shakeouts may also occur once a price advance has already started, with rapid downward movement intended to induce retail traders and investors in long positions to sell their shares to large operators. And I think that's exactly what's happening here, because you can see that we had the perfect Wyckoff accumulation structure happening right here, and all of a sudden when we get to the phase where things are supposed to get interesting, we get this massive rejection right here. So this is my stance basically on the JASMY price chart. I strongly believe that we are now at the end of this Wyckoff accumulation structure. I could be wrong, obviously, but in my own opinion, I feel like it's only just a matter of time. It's a patience game at the moment. We'll just be waddling sideways or even start to break to the upside in the near future. And a lot of this is going to depend on the Bitcoin price, because we know that Bitcoin is king of cryptocurrencies, right? So yeah, looking at the Bitcoin price right here, I have some things that I see here and some things that I believe are going to happen. So first of all, you can see that the moment we tested that 17.6, 17.5k here, we came right into the region of the previous all-time high here, and I feel like we are not going to go below that, simply because when I actually grab my fib retracement 2 from the beginning of the rally right here, let me quickly do that, from the beginning of this rally here and to the top right, you can kind of see that we back tested the 0.786 retracement level right here, and I feel like going below this level one more time has got catastrophic effects here on the Bitcoin price. So I don't see it happening, to be honest. And the other thing is, when you take a look at the RSI from a weekly standpoint, you can see that the last times that the RSI has reached this oversold region right here, it marked the bottom of the Bitcoin price, and that's exactly what we have right here. We have an oversold reading on the RSI. Look at this, we became oversold right here. That was the bottom, or really close to the bottom. It happened the second time right here, November 2018. It was also the bottom of the Bitcoin price. So we'll be looking to see what happens really, but you start to hear my tone change if we start making new lows here on the Bitcoin price. But at the moment, I don't think we are going to be making new lows. I'll actually go to the daily time frame. So yeah, on the Bitcoin price, let me put a line right here. Actually, let me first delete this to make this thing clear. So here is my line in the sand. Taking out 17.6, I'll start to be skeptical. But until then, I'm really bullish on JASMY. I'm also really bullish on Bitcoin, right? We could be waddling for a few weeks or something like that. I don't know what kind of an effect that has on the JASMY price chart, but you could see JASMY really rallying up whilst Bitcoin is just waddling sideways right here, right? So moving on to the fractals I promised you at the beginning of the video, I'll just move on to my TradingView portal. So yeah, here's the JASMY price chart according to the MEX exchange right here. You can see that from the $5.40 region, we just crashed here, but there's a fractal that has got my attention right here. Let me quickly zoom this thing right here. You can see that we have this fractal right here at the very bottom of the JASMY price chart. And this fractal actually caught my attention really because it's something that I know from somewhere, right? I always used to look at it, but I was like, where have I seen this, right? And look at this. Look at Cardano back then in 2018, right? January 2018. After the all-time high, we crashed in a similar manner to what we are seeing here on the JASMY price chart. I'll just go back and show you one more time. Look at this. Ignore the first part. Let me actually do this so that there isn't much confusion right here. You can kind of see this falling right here, and then you have this hump, and then you continue further down, right? But take a look at what happens with the volume, right? The volume decreases significantly whilst you're going down like that. All of a sudden it pops up when you have this hump right here. Look at what happened with the Cardano price chart. Volume decreases significantly, pops up right at this hump right here, and then you finally continue. Obviously the question is what's going to happen after that, right? According to the Cardano price chart, we broke into a new all-time high, right? We're just looking at this small fractal. It's a very, very small component on the JASMY price chart, but that one on its own has got significant gains. I feel like the risk to reward ratio on the JASMY price chart is way too good than most people think, right? Moving on to the next example, here's the Ethereum price chart in the same time period, right? Where you have this crash right here, the same manner we crash with the JASMY price chart, and then you have this hump right here. Also taking a look at the volume, you can see that volume significantly decreases right here and then pops up. Then finally you continue like this one for a long time right here. Finally you break into all-time high for this one, right? Again, we are looking at JASMY from a very small fractal, but it has got huge effects, right? I also wanted to show you this Neo chart right here. The reason I wanted to show you this one is because it's one of those which didn't break into all-time high, but you can kind of see the same structure right here, and the decrease in the volume starts to increase right here on this pump right here, and then you continue. Finally, in this one we didn't have the break to the all-time high, but this retracement on its own was a 702 retracement if I'm not mistaken, or 6.18 or something like that. Yeah, the 702 retracement there. To put it into percentage terms, let me just quickly do this from the bottom right here to that level. That was a 9,000%, 9,500%. That's what? That's a 90x, right? Could we have something like that for the JASMY price chart? Well, let's quickly check that right here with our fib retracement from the top right here until the very bottom here. A 702 retracement would be something like, let me do this quickly, bear with me, something like 2800, 2862. That's the 28x just to reach the 702 retracement level, like what Neo did, right? Another example that I could give is the IOTA chart, right? You also have this same kind of crashing structure right here, and then you have this bounce right here, then you continue further down, and then the retracement for this one was a 0.382 retracement level right here, but that one on its own was something like 1856. That's an 18x from the bottom. So this structure that I've shown you will bring the question like, okay, what are the price targets that we should be looking at for the JASMY price chart, right? For me, when it comes to price targets, I really want to be as conservative as I can. And from the examples that I've given here, the IOTA price chart was the one which provided the least returns right here. And that pump was only to the 0.382 retracement level right here. Something like that for the JASMY price chart is something like 2000%. That's a 20x for me. It's a really good risk reward ratio, but that's for me really. This is not financial advice. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm just telling you things that I see on the chart right here. And the best case obviously was to break into all-time high according to those structures right here on the JASMY price chart. That is not going to be all-time high because the all-time high is already $5 something. But according to this fractal right here, if we break above this fractal here, in the best case scenario for me, this is something like 4,700. That's a 47x. I'm really comfortable with this kind of gains, right? But this is my own opinion. I don't know how the price is going to behave, but looking at it from a risk reward standpoint and looking at these structures right here, I feel like this is a really huge opportunity in JASMY. So yeah, this is it from me. Go ahead and tell me what you think about this kind of analysis on JASMY. If you have got a question or a query on this kind of analysis, feel free to write me in the comment section. I'll be there to respond to your question, right? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with your friends and family, and see you on the next one. Take care.